Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, okay, so we know that Teofimo Lopez lost his cool, frustrated about his situation over at Top Rank, seeing other fighters getting treated with what he feels is a little more respect, what he feels are getting a little more backing, a little more support than what he's receiving in his fight going in with Josh Taylor. As a result, he had a meltdown, temper tantrum, and went out here and said Top Rank can have the black fighters if they want the black fighters. Now, as you know, there's going to be a lot of blowback for making a statement like that because people are waiting at their computers to attack him. But long story short, his dad came out, tried to do a little bit of damage control, where his father says he grew up in the projects anyway. The father did, and how they're not racist. His son's not a racist. His son-in-law is black, so they need to stop pushing that narrative. But what he did say is that Teofimo he's sitting back and watching and seeing what's going on with Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Big Baby Anderson. And it boils down, to me, from what I concluded, is jealousy. So Lopez said he's not going to be fighting on ESPN any longer after the Josh Taylor clash. And, you know, what he wants is ESPN to get behind him like he's the show pony. And the reality is this: Teofimo is not the show pony. He's missed his opportunity to make a significant impact on the 140-pound division. Okay? And he's extremely frustrated, obviously, with the commentators at ESPN, like Tim Bradley, especially after his last bout against, I think the guys from Argentina, Sandor Martin. So going into this June 10th fight, he's like, look, after this, I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want to do it anymore. They're going to sit here, man, and, you know, basically disrespect me and say that I'm, you know, not a good fighter, and going to sit here, man, and basically, you know, try to tear down my brand. He was like, hey, I brought Bud Light over here to Top Rank. He was like, they need to respect what I bring to the table. And Teofimo and his team, they feel that Teofimo, if his head's on right, that he's impossible to beat. Now, I don't know about that. I truly believe Teofimo, when he was with Gamache, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. When they had Gamache helping those guys out with the training, putting together strategy, he was a different animal. Without Gamache, he's not there. He's still athletic, he still has talent, but he's not that monster that he was with having a super experienced set of eyes on his team as an assistant trainer. But one thing I'm not sure about, I don't think his contract is ending with Top Rank. I just think he was venting, and it happened to get recorded, and it is what it is. But when you look at him at his age, 25 years old, and what he's been able to do, you know, it deserves a lot of respect. But he's still, it's like somebody, when you meet a female, right? And she's still walking around here talking about how she was the prom queen. It's like, yo, that's the past. You know what I mean? You're not that prom queen that you were. It's over. Or this guy talking about here, I was the star of the football team. Like, those days are over. What are you doing now? And when people have that mentality, to me, they've taken it to the stupid. And that's what's going on with Teofimo Lopez. He's just totally taking it to the stupid. Now, he got a big fight coming up on June 10th. If he can get in here and tranquilize Josh Taylor, well, Teofimo Lopez is going to see. The commentators are going to speak positively about him. The fans are going to speak positively about him. Top Rank, they're not going to have but anything good to say about him, and they're definitely going to put the money machine behind him again. Okay? Now, what I don't agree with is Teofimo Lopez's dad trying to convince people that Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor is the fight of the century. He keeps saying this fight is for all the marbles. Teofimo's about to become the undisputed, two-time undisputed champion. Now, listen, it's my understanding Teofimo and Josh Taylor are only fighting for the WBO light welterweight championship, just one strap. So I'm not sure what the hell Teofimo Lopez Sr. is talking about, and him saying this is the fight of the century. Let me tell you, this is not fight of the century. They've even went on record, Teofimo Lopez Sr. and these guys talking about this is a sport where you can kill a guy and get away with it. Now listen. When Teofimo Lopez made that comment about killing somebody and getting away with it, and then Lopez Sr. trying to clean that up, Teofimo Lopez came back and said, nah, don't edit anything. He says the commentators are the one that convince everyone else that someone is winning. So he's mad at Tim Bradley. He's pissed off at the commentators, and he's lashing out at, the whole ESPN. He's lashing out at ESPN as a whole, which is just complete madness. Now, everyone who's been following boxing knows since Tim Bradley has retired, he'll say anything. Tim Bradley does not care what he says, who he's saying it about. As long as he feels that he's keeping it real, he's going to keep doing and saying the hell he pleases. But at the end of the day, this fight right here with Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor, if he does the business like his father says, Teofimo Lopez is going to have fun with it. He's going to embarrass Josh Taylor. He's going to play with him. And to all of that, I say this. If he can take it to the stupid in the ring, be reckless in the ring, be irresponsible in the ring, and still somehow annihilate and tranquilize Josh Taylor, then the risk was worth it. However, and let me underscore this, however, right? Josh Taylor is truly a bad man. He is not someone you go in there and play with. Okay? Leave Josh Taylor alone. He can fight. And I think Teofimo Lopez and his dad are going to learn real quick that he's not going to go in there and toy around with no damn Josh Taylor. Because Josh Taylor's not there to toy around with him. He comes in there strictly business. He's coming there looking to tranquilize people, outbox you, into submission if he can, or tranquilize you. And I think they're going to learn that the hard way. Now, continuing on, before I end this video, Teofimo Lopez and his dad keep talking about Gervonta Davis. They're saying, hey, that's some bread and butter with some jelly. Basically saying it's an easy fight to make. Josh Taylor's the main focus. But when I'm eating, I think of Josh Taylor. But I'm the A side when it comes to Tank Davis. How in the world is Teofimo still talking this crap in multiple interviews that he's the A side against Tank Davis? I don't know. But look, man, we'll see how it goes with him and Josh Taylor. But him and his dad keep talking about, and this is one thing I'll say, it's fair. I can't knock it. Teofimo Lopez shouldn't have been campaigning around 135 pounds or more. He took the fight with Kambosos. He shouldn't have taken the fight with Lomachenko, but he took the fight with Kambosos because they were going to give him $6 million, right? So he takes the fight, makes it $6 million. But the problem is they rescheduled that fight like 7 times. So he got himself down to a weight that he should have only been at for a moment of time. And he had to sit there, man, and keep his weight at a certain level for several months beyond what he should have had to do. But they kept pushing the date back. Remember, they rescheduled that fight 7 times. That took a toll on him. And as a result, it adversely affected his health. And, I tend to believe that he probably did almost die. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So he feels like he got to get back what they stole from me. He feels with the fight dates getting pushed back were unfair. He felt he went to that fight with Kambosos. He wasn't 100%. He feels like since that, nobody wants to understand his story. The fact that, he was unhealthy. He got jerked around. And now he's back fighting and basically trying to get his feet underneath him. But he said it's not going to affect his motivation. What he's doing these days, he like it's for him. And then, of course, like Ryan Garcia, he's talking about God. So now he's bringing religion into everything. But I'll tell you what, Teofimo Lopez Sr. feels no one's going to want to fight Teo after this fight with Josh Taylor. Now, I happen to agree with a lot of the fans where they say Teofimo's father talks way too much. And when you lose, you lose. Just accept it. And Teofimo's father I think he has a lot to do with his son's early success, but the point of where they're at now, I think he's having a lot to do with his son's not looking so great in the ring. And they need to figure that out. But this whole thing about ESPN can keep black fighters just because he's frustrated because he lost and because he's not looking great in fights. Look, man, he got exposed. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Martin, man, and a lot of people feel he lost to Martin. The bout before that, a lot of people felt the same way. So since the Kambosos fight, he hasn't quite bounced back the way I think he wants to. But I'll tell you right now, if somebody wants to bet, I think Josh Taylor stops him. Something about that right hand he gets hit with, man, from different fighters. I think he's deluded. I think he loses, man. But we'll see. They're probably counting on Josh Taylor to have some ring rust since he hasn't fought in maybe a year, a little bit over a year. But it is what it is. Some points you just need to shut up, man. The career, you got one loss. It's not the end of the world. They're making it seem like it's the end of the world, man. But we'll see what happens when him and Josh Taylor get in the ring. But I just don't think he's going to go too much further in boxing, especially with the elite at 140. I just think he had his time. He should be glad that he was able to become an undisputed champion. And right now, just get your money and forget about trying to get in there, because I tell you what, he's not beating Regis Prograis. He's not beating Matias. He's not beating any of those guys at 140, true killers. And I don't think he's going to beat Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor tranquilized him. But we have to wait to find out. That being said, y'all keep cool. More to come to Teofimo Lopez and his father. I'm in the breeze.